The problem is much bigger. It goes much deeper than any one victim of police violence.
Taking their worries over gun violence to the mayor. But tonight, a community activist organization says their meeting with Mayor Andrew Ginther did not seem sincere. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Mark Taylor.
I'm Colleen Marshall. The meeting is part of Mayor Ginther's plan to meet with community members and organizations that protested at his State of the City address. Sean Lanier caught up with organizers of the Columbus Freedom Coalition. He's joining us live now with more on what they have to say about this meeting with the mayor.
That's right. The mayor's office was the one who initiated this meeting, and organizers with the Columbus Freedom Coalition, they tell me that they were not happy with how this meeting went. I did ask them if they were encouraged with the fact that the mayor wanted to meet with them, and here's what they had to say.
No, I'm not surprised he wanted to meet. I think that he was doing this for show.
This was one of several comments from members of the Columbus Freedom Coalition after a meeting with Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther. It was a meeting that LAINI, RINI, and Tynan Craycoff say they feel accomplished nothing because they say Mayor Ginther never answered any of their questions regarding what they call over-policing in Columbus.
We just asked him what he has to say about the fact that there have been 7 police shootings in 2020 alone. He didn't answer that.
Some of the questions and concerns came from the family of 16-year-old Julius Tate Jr., who a Columbus officer shot and killed during a sting operation in 2018. These organizers say Ginther said he could not address their concerns directly because of the ongoing investigation. Did he know that this family would be here?
They're members of the coalition, so when they asked me with the coalition, they're members.
Did he know that?
No.
We didn't name specific names.
Yeah.
But again, the coalition has been around for over a year, and so if he had known that and been paying attention to us, then he would know who our members are.
We did reach out to Mayor Ginther to get his take on the meeting. His office declined an interview but sent this statement that reads, "This afternoon I met with the Freedom Coalition following on a promise I made at the State of the City. I came to listen and look forward to constructive dialogue in the future." The Columbus Freedom Coalition was the same group that protested against Mayor Ginther's State of the City address and also at the Martin Luther King Jr. breakfast.
We don't think it's a coincidence that he reached out after we disrupted the Martin Luther King Jr. breakfast.
They say their goal is to see more investment in things like health care access and healthier food options in all communities across Columbus.
We'd like to see a divestment from the Columbus Police Department and an investment in communities.
And there's no word if there's going to be another meeting after this one that just happened. We did request to speak with Julius Tate Jr.'s family about the nature of this meeting and get their take on it. We were told that they weren't able to speak now, but maybe at a later date. Local for you in Columbus, Sean Lanier, NBC4.
All right, Sean, thank you.